Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. So, chosen, I want to talk to you all. I want to definitely first encourage you all. Don't fold. Don't fold. Stand firm in your position. Don't fold. If you are an empath out there, first of all, I would like for you all to just leave a comment below and let me know, what energy are you picking up on at this time? Over the last few days, maybe the last couple of weeks, what is the dominant energy that you are picking up on just based on how you feel? Just leave that in the comments below, because I want to see if there is a pattern. Is there a commonality here amongst the chosen in terms of the energy that's coming through right now? The reason why I am encouraging you all not to fold is because the energy is very, very intense. Me personally, as an empath, the energy is extremely intense. And now is a time when you have to know how to decipher your emotions from that of a lot of people who are being dethroned and really, really getting their behinds handed to them on a scorching hot platter right now. I heard the more light, the more problems, right? Just like more money, more problems. No, that's not where the problems come from. More light, more problems. Because you can have a whole bunch of money, and if you're not in the light, if people can't really see you, if you're not out there like that, then you ain't attracting too many problems, because not too many people know what's in your bank account or what's in your safe, right? The more light you have, though, the more problems you attract as a chosen seed, because right now, I'm talking about empires, that's plural, are falling. They are falling at a very rapid pace. On a global scale, also on a more personal level, karmics losing control. And so, because this is happening, you as a chosen seed, you're raising your vibrations, right? You're doing everything possible to stay, in the light, to continue to evolve. So your auric field is very bright right now. If you're doing the work, it's very bright. So the brighter you are, the more light that you exude, the more that people see you. And that's when you attract more enemies. You attract people who admire you, but you also attract more enemies. And so a lot of times when you feel that opposition in the spiritual realm, and it's like, well, who the heck is it now? Where's this energy coming from now? Fact of the matter is, the more that you evolve into your purpose, the more that low vibrational beings become intimidated by your come up. And so they will work feverishly in the background to try and stop you from progression, or in hopes that you will give up on your calling. This is where you don't want to get stunted by the illusions, okay? You got to remember that this matrix is full of illusions. So you can see one thing with your natural eyes, but in reality, it's totally different for you in the spiritual realm. So this is where you want to stand firm in what you know, and not allow the trick of the hand, of the enemies to fool you, or to, make you want to fold, or make you want to throw your hands up and give up. You definitely don't want to give up on your divine calling. You want to keep pushing through in spite of the opposition, because there will be opposition. The higher you rise, the more opposition you attract, especially now in the age of Aquarius, because this is the time of reckoning. And so when people are being dethroned, but they're watching others receive their crown, those people who are being dethroned becomes your enemy. Even if you've never had one bit of interaction with them, okay? It's no different than what's happening in the entertainment industry right now. There are so many people who know that it's over with for them. Like I now I can barely listen to music. When I hear a particular song come on, I get very disappointed at the idea that, man, I used to jam to this song, but now because I don't respect the artist, I can't even listen to the song anymore. Or particular movies or certain things that, it's like I can't even watch these people anymore, knowing that this is what they've been engaging in. And it's not just what they've been engaging in, it's the rituals behind, the reason for the engagement. And so all of these things are at the forefront, and it's like those same beings who have lost the respect of the world, who have lost their positions, their titles, their clout. You are now their enemy, Chosen. Whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, you have automatically become their enemy. You know why? Because you are the star. You are the shining light. You are the one that was always supposed to be exalted and lifted up, because what you have to bring to the world, it needs to be seen. It needs to be heard. It needs to be felt across the four corners of the globe. It's the only way to balance out humanity. So these beings who were exalted while you were at a low point and placed in the shadows, they was your enemies from day one. But you wasn't as much of a threat to them back then because they were so-called on the winning team, right? They had the wealth, they had the clout, they had the popularity and the success and all of these different things. They created the illusions and had the world thinking this is our inspiration. This is who our children should be looking up to, right? That was when the world was in a sleep state. But now that these truths are coming out, you've always been their enemy, but now you're their enemy to the point where behind closed doors, they're gathering together to do spell work against the chosen specifically, because they're like, okay, if they're going to be dethroned, they're not going to watch you come up and rise above them. They're not going to watch the wealth be transferred from their pockets to yours. They're not going to just sit back on their hands and just watch that happen. These beings cannot accept their fate, and they don't want to. So when you feel that intense energy, when you feel that pushback and that opposition, and you can't quite put your finger on it, you got to know that because of what's happening here in the age of Aquarius, Chosen, you have a lot of enemies. And so doing spiritual work on a daily basis is so important right now. It is so important because the energy is very, very intense. And if you are neglecting your spiritual work, man, it will weigh you down to the point where you don't know if you coming or going. Get out into the sunlight. I had a few days over here, I'm in Illinois. I had a few days where the sun was barely shining in my area. And I'm like, oh no, it really, it did some things for me. Not in the best way, because I need the sunlight in order to thrive, but I had to find other ways to keep my energy as balanced as possible. But when that sun came back out, this was what yesterday, day before yesterday, I was giving thanks to the sun. I call the sun divinity, because I'm just like, look, these dark, cloudy days, that was that energy that was just hovering. These low vibrational beings, they don't know what to do with themselves right now. This is the worst. To lose the light is the worst. Because see, the wealth, that can come. But if you ain't got the light, if you don't have people seeing you as the star, oh my goodness. These beings don't know what to do with themselves. But the whole thing was about creating an illusion to make the world believe that they were the stars. But you, Chosen, you are the real stars. And I don't mean it in a way where I'm saying it's all about ego. It's about being idolized and having fans. I'm not into that type of stuff. And I know you're not either. I'm saying you are the star. You are the light. You are that high vibrational energy that is to be exalted, because the Most High said People need to see, hear, and feel what you have been created and molded to bring to the world. You're never meant to be in the shadows, chosen. But as long as the imposters were exalted, you remained in the shadows. But now these are falling stars here, okay? This is the true example of a falling star. And they falling hard. I'm telling you, they're crashing and burning all at the same time. And so these beings, they're afraid. When I tell you they are afraid, that's why I'm telling you, I can feel the energy of their fear, their bitterness, their anger, their rage. I can feel that energy coming through, and it's like, hold up. That's why I've been having to do a lot of spiritual work on my end, because it's like the intensity of that pushback, the resistance to their fate. It's intense right now. You're talking about the same beings who did spell work to create illusions for the masses to get into their position. So you know they're doing extra spell work to try and, blind people and to try and stop the chosen from taking back our position and rising into our divinity and being in the light. Like, there is so much opposition, chosen. But stand firm. Do not fold. And know that the Most High Mother and Father has your front, back, side, and center. Your spiritual team is always watching over you. And they're always sending you signs and synchronicities to remind you, like, we're right here. I know it's intense, but we are right here. It's, you're walking a path here. You're walking a path. And when all of those explosions are happening with the karmics, you're on a specific path, but that don't mean that you ain't going to pick up on some of that smoke, some of that pollution that's, moving through the atmosphere. So you can hear the explosions, and that's disruptive. You can feel the explosions, the vibration of the explosions, and that can be disruptive. And you can, as you're walking that path, the intensity of the smoke that's coming through from them explosions, it's like, man, you got to really protect yourself. You're safe. You are protected. But I'm saying you got to put on extra protection when Babylon is falling. So that's my message for you all. Just leave a comment below. If you are an empath and you are feeling the intensity of this energy of the fall of the false stars, let me know. That's my message. I love you all. I'll talk to y'all next time.